what point did Brigadier KHUMALO leave the team?
A lot. I think it will be late. I can't put a specific date, but my recollection, my lord, it will be late 2019, maybe December there, because his presence, I can plot him in one meeting that took place on the 13th of November 2019. That is, in essence, the last meeting I think he was involved, where we met Constable Zungu. He was present in that meeting.
Can you tell the court as to what led to this meeting on the 18th of November 2019 with Constable Zungu?
Yes, indeed, my lord. So earlier in the year, I think around that March, mid or June, it could even be around that time, my lord, I received a call from the National Commissioner saying there is an individual there who had information about the perpetrators who were involved in the murder of SENZO MEYIWA.
Which year are you referring to?
I'm referring to 2019, my lord.
Yes.
I then proceeded to the office, because when this call was made, I was not at the office. And this is where Constable Zungu was then introduced to me for the first time as the person who had this information, my lord.
And this Constable Zungu is one of the state witnesses who testified in this matter.
That is correct, my lord. My lord, yes, after meeting him, he gave me a report that suggested that his father was sort of a direct witness to what he was telling me about. The first reporting of saying, I have information, my father witnessed certain discussion that implicates two individuals, and that is where now the name of accused 1 and 2 came up, but the father was not present.
ukuthiwa-ke lapho wakwakhuluma wakwaba nenkulumo lapho-ke okwathinteka khona amabili babasobo.
Where does this meeting take place with Constable Zungu?
At the office of the National Commissioner, my lord, because when I received the call, I asked that they must keep him there. I'm on my way. So we met and discussed this at the office of the National Commissioner. My lord, I then told him that I would need to speak to the father to obtain a statement with regard to confirmation of what he was telling me. My lord, we parted ways with that understanding that he will try to convince his father to come forward so that then the interview and the statement can be obtained. Although he made it clear that it will not be an easy task because it's not how they wanted this thing to be handled, in light of the fact that the people they were mentioning are somehow related to them. So he raised that concern, but I insisted that, look, he's a police officer. He should understand we cannot work on hearsay. So I need something tangible. I need to rely on something.
I have an entire playlist about Inganekwane Zungu. Okay, why? Because Zungu's evidence in chief last year, September 2023, just was not make sure. Okay, the math was not mathing, but it is what it is. That was the evidence that was put onto the record, and he was the state witness, the witness that tied the 5 accused to the ending of the life of SENZO MEYIWA. So he's pretty much a key state witness. But then comes along Patricia Mashale, who came to put the pieces together to tell us there is actually a connection between Ntuli and Zungu, and this might be some form of revenge, because Fisokuhle Ntuli, accused number 5, ended the lives of 3 of Zungu's relatives, and he's presently serving time for those pow-pows, deletions that he did. So is Zungu really telling what happened on that night at the Basotho hostel, that he was hanging around with his Mshanawami, or is this a made-up story, a Ganewane, so that he can get revenge on Ntuli, okay, Fisokuhle Ntuli? But then why also implicate the other 4 guys? So there's an entire playlist. I run it all down. I will link it up here, so make sure that you catch it. And then basically, it's important to watch that playlist or to understand the summary, to understand that right now Brigadier Gininda has changed the entire story of Zungu. Constable Zungu said that he witnessed what happened with the 5 accused. He saw them, he saw the murder weapon, he saw everything. He himself, he never mentioned his father. Brigadier Gininda is now on the stand as Valoi's final witness for the state to say that he met up with Zungu in June 2019, and Zungu said, I have some very, very important information. It's regarding the SENZO MEYIWA trial. My father witnessed a conversation that implicates 2 people in the deletion of SENZO MEYIWA. And Brigadier Gininda says that is fantastic news. You're going to have to make it possible for me to speak to your father because we don't operate on hearsay. And I'm sure you understand that since you are a policeman. And Constable Zungu says, oh my God, that is going to be really, really difficult because, you know, these are people we know. And my father might be deleted just for even talking about it. But Brigadier Zungu says, you know what, go home, think about it, and let me know what happens. Do you see that the stories are 2 completely different stories from the one that Zungu has been selling us for over a year to the one that Brigadier Gininda now comes to tell us? Why is Gininda changing the story from what Zungu put on the record under oath? Is Brigadier Gininda trying to tie up loose ends because Constable Zungu's story is not make sure? Let me know in the comment section down below. But let's continue listening. I mean, it is Nganegwane after all, and it's Saturday. We've got time, so let's catch up.
My lord, it was also clear that there was a fear of reprisal. In other words, that if this thing is not handled carefully, it was made clear to me that people will lose their lives. You know? So he parted ways, my lord, with that understanding that I will respect and allow him a chance to try and convince his father. We exchanged numbers. I took his number and also established where he was stationed, which was at that stage under the information he gave me under General Shabane.
Which police station?
It was a cluster, my lord. So General Shabane was a cluster commander in the North Rand. They call it Northern Timbisa, that area. He was the cluster commander, Major General in charge of that region.
Yes.
Now, after that meeting, my lord, there would have been a number of obvious follow-up from my side to try and check how far is he, and it was not really... There was no fruit. Now, after that meeting, my lord, there would have been a number of obvious follow-up from my side to try and check how far is he, and it was not really, there was no fruitful outcome between that day up to the 13th of November 2019. Now, leading to 13 November 2019, my lord, I recall that when I tried to reach him, I was struggling. This is now Constable Zungu. So I ended up, because Brigadier KHUMALO was still on board, and I said to him, the only lead that I had, which needed to be followed up, but still outstanding, it's Constable Zungu. So I asked him to accompany me so that we can work together in trying to take the matter forward. Our arrangements were made eventually, my lord, through General Shabane for... The first meeting was supposed to be on the 12th, I recall, of November 2019, which did not materialize. It was then postponed to the 13th, and that's where myself and Brigadier KHUMALO met Constable Zungu. That meeting was fruitful in that, my lord, he did say he managed to convince his father, and we had now to arrange a next meeting where the father will avail himself. Indeed, my lord, on the 17th of November 2019, the father, Constable Zungu, brought the father, who then gave me a statement, and that statement implicated accused 1 and 2. So those names now were now in a sworn affidavit for the first time.
I like this cameraman. I really do. He really understands the story. So when they're talking about something, he focuses in and he shows us Ubongani Ndanzi. This is the first time that Brigadier Gininda brings up accused number 2. And you can just see that Ubongani Ndanzi is staring at the Brigadier like, bruh, what did I ever do to you? Like, you can see he's still in disbelief. He's just shocked, speechless. And you see here Mzansi Unfiltered. Mzansi Unfiltered has been writing notes. He has been taking down the notes. But it's Ubongani Ndanzi for me, where you can just see he's broken. He's finished. He's enough. And the worst part about it, There is nothing he can do but sit and listen to this man go on and on and on about him, about them. Because now all of a sudden, jiggy, where are we now? Jiggy, things have changed. It is Zungu's father in the meeting. Zungu left that all out. Zungu didn't tell us all this. What is going on? But I'm going to need the cameraman, okay? I'm going to need the cameraman to take one for the team. Just take one for the team. Can you just give us a quick show us Gininda when he's lying? Because we already know what he looks like. And Gininda doesn't need witness protection. He is witness protection. He is the cold case unit. He is a one-man show. And he changes the story as he changes his underwear. Oh my God.
And what is the name of Constable Zungu's father?
It's Absalom. I remember the name Absalom Zungu, my lord. His affidavit that I obtained was attached and disclosed to the defense, my lord. I think in my trial within trial evidence, I also referred to it. Yes. So for the first time then, my lord, now we had two possible suspects, and this is where, and I dealt with it, I think also in the trial within trial, the cold case analysis around them, meaning now accused 1 and 2 started. And that resulted in a number of cases being picked up under accused number 1, which I then took a decision that I'll assign those matters to Sergeant Mohola to investigate those matters, and matters coming out under accused number 2, those matters were then assigned to Sergeant Mohane to say he must look at them while we were focusing on this main case, my lord.
Yes, we proceed.
My lord, obviously that led to the events that took place on the 30th of May 2020. That is now when accused 1 was arrested for the Tembisa case 217 of 3/2019.
Can you just maybe explain how did this case docket come to the fore, the Tembisa case 2173 of 2019?
Yes, my lord. So it came about through the cold case analysis. As I've said, when we had sight on them, we did a profiling, and that profiling under cold case analysis picked out a number of dockets that were unresolved, basically where they were suspects and the matters were not finalized. So we zoom into that matter, and this Tembisa case 217 of 3/2019 was one of the matters where the warrant of arrest was issued on that matter. But I do know that there were also 2 matters in forced arrest of attempted murder, and yes, there were warrants there also, my lord. So it was cases that came out due to the profiling of the suspects. The purpose, really, my lord, also in adopting this strategy was to have them on site, but also try and get things that we didn't have, like DNA, fingerprints that we can compare in this matter. In other words, we deal with them with matters that were already committed or alleged offenses that they've been alleged to have committed, while we look at exhibits or evidence that we can collect from them and deal with it here. And the court would have seen that at some stage DNA were taking and they were comparison and so forth, because we're trying to read them into what we had on the docket.
Abanye abantu ebaphokusha akekho umuntu ozalela ukuthi angazuzi ngengane yakhe. Nathi sibheke okuthile ngomzakhulelwa njengoba ngithi umzakhulelwa ngangilandela ukuzaleka kwami mina uqobo ngagcina ngithi ke namhlanje ngizele umzakhulelwa kuye yedwa indodana yami ekhona la ekhaya engethembele kuyo inengane la igcekeni iganiwe ithemba lami benginalo ukutefa ukuthi ngelinye ilanga ingane yami izophuma kule ndawo ekuyona ngendlela ebengimbona ekhuluma ngayo nangendlela ebengazi ngayo nami ngoba bengazi ukuthi umzakhulelwa wasiyumbulali kaMeyiwa.
And there we have it, Mzansi family. Umuzi Gaukulelwa Sibia, accused number 1. His father says his son is not the murderer of SENZO Robert Meyiwa. It has been 10 years and we still, in my opinion that is, don't know who or why SENZO MEYIWA was shot. The only thing that is a fact, and that has been proven by science, is that SENZO MEYIWA lost his life on the 26th of October 2014. Zungu alleges that he was with the 5 accused on the 26th of October 2014 after working a very short day as a policeman and then meeting up with one of his relatives because, you know, the Zungus, they're very much inside Pagati on this day, according to Zungu, that is. And then from there, they went to the Basotho hostel. They had a fantastic time. They had a good time. And then the alcohol ran out. And he says they ate a lot of meat. Oh, he enjoyed himself. They ate a lot of meat. And then they got in the Uno. 5 men got into the Uno. It was a red Uno. And they went to the bottle store and got even more alcohol. As you know, it was a Sunday. And in my previous videos about Zungu, okay, there's a whole playlist. If you haven't already watched it, there's a whole playlist. It's a weekend. You can catch up on it so you can see the stark differences between what Zungu put on the record and what Brigadier Nicholas Gininda has put on the record with regards to which Zungu is it that actually heard what occurred. Zungu says he was an eyewitness. He saw them when they came back. Muzi announced that SENZO MEYIWA is no more, which is kind of strange because if we go by the confessions or the story that the state is putting, Muzi Sevilla was outside. He was standing outside. So how does he know who was shot inside? Pagati. Remember, these are intruders. Intruders that just wanted cell phones and money. How would they know that was SENZO MEYIWA? How would they know? But you know what? Asikolapo. And then Zungu says, Constable Zungu, that is, says, you know, it took him years. It took him years, and then he approached the National Commissioner, and then the meeting was set up with Brigadier Gininda, and that's when he told his story. And he tells the story of what he told Brigadier Gininda. But I don't know if Brigadier Gininda has a hearing problem, because all Brigadier Gininda heard was Muzi. All Brigadier Gininda heard was, it was Zungu's father who heard that accused number 1 and 2 were a part of the ending of SENZO MEYIWA's life. Then we have a heartbroken father, Muziga Ukulelo's father, standing up for his son, telling us, members of the public, members of the jury, that his son is just a father. And he is married, and he has no part in the murder of SENZO MEYIWA. It has been a couple of years that Umuzi has been in prison while the investigating officers hold on to his identity document. But as you know, life continues. Life continues. The children are now grown up. It is time for them. You know, there's finally some good news in the family. The children did well in their matric, and it's time for them to apply for universities. But sadly, this might not be a reality because Advocate Baloyi is holding on tight to their father's national identity documents, and they need those documents to apply for their universities. Maybe a chance for them to change their family's story. Maybe a chance for them to break generational curses. I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Who's telling us the real story? Muzi Sevilla's father? Constable Zungu, or Brigadier Gininda? Let me know in the comment section. You already know I'll be right there to engage with you. I cannot believe. And when I said, let's engage in the comment section, you guys took it to 700 comments. and counting. Oh my God. Wow. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for all the engagement. It means a lot. I haven't responded to all 700 comments, but trust me when I say I see them and I'm reading them and I'm laughing and I'm chuckling because the nation is speaking. That's what those comments tell me. The nation is speaking. The nation is concerned. And it is not just the SENZO MEYIWA family that is impacted. It might be the story of SENZO MEYIWA. Another commenter said his father was arrested. And he's sitting in jail. He's rotting in jail because there was some money exchange. This is the South Africa we live in. When will police officers be equipped with body cams? I think this should be the petition or the asked, as Nisi likes to say. This should be the asked that we put to the Minister of Police. Let me end it here. Thanks so much for watching. If you've made it this far in the video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And absolutely share this video with the last 3 people you chatted with on WhatsApp. If you've watched all the ads, you absolutely have my heart. You're my VIP gang. And to become a channel member, okay, to have exclusive access to our defense team emojis, plus, is definitely by hitting that join button, okay? And I promise not to rob you. It is absolutely affordable. And there's going to be some extra content that I'm going to be doing today. So please make sure your notification bell is turned on. If you're watching us from outside the club, please consider subscribing so that you also get the notifications on my next upload. To all the sweet, beautiful messages I get, comments, okay? I see your comments. I love them. Thank you for encouraging me. Some people say they cannot sleep without an upload. Some people say they're addicted to my voice. Oh my God. Should I start singing happy birthday on your birthdays? Should I make that a membership benefit? Let me know in the comment section down below. To my shy gang, you too count on this channel. Make sure you drop a soccer emoji in the comment section down below as we're here together, gathered for justice for SENZO MEYIWA. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on my next upload. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on my next upload.